Okay. Okay, there you go.
Oh, man!
What's the problem? What's the problem? What? It was magnetic? Oh, I forgot that part. As a parent and a social worker, I long ago recognized the need for a way to communicate to teenagers the importance of the life-shaping decisions that each of them will be making regarding sex. I wanted to create a fun presentation that discusses the issues frankly, reinforces the wisdom and the rewards of abstinence, and most importantly, gives kids something solid that they can carry with them when they're confronted by the invitation to become sexually active. I feel that this presentation accomplishes that. How many of you vividly remember your first love? It's not one of those things in life you forget. Well, for some of you it's more painful memories than others. It's one of those life events kind of like, well, if you asked your parents where they were when they heard John Kennedy was assassinated, the anniversary of that was on the 22nd, okay? They could tell you. They could probably tell you where they were, what they were doing, who they were with, you know, friends, what they were wearing. If you ask them where they were when they landed on the moon and Neil Armstrong took his first step, I could tell you exactly where I was, what I was doing. I remember it vividly. And our first love experience is one of those kinds of things we don't forget. We remember it. I can tell you mine. It was 4th grade.
Yeah!
That's right. It was in well, for some of us. I was a late bloomer. It was at Woodrow Wilson Elementary School in Gridley, California. None of you know where that is. Yes, Woodrow, and the principal's name was Mr. S. Wilson. My teacher was Mr. E. Wilson. There are lots of Wilsons there. I was in the first row, second desk. She was in the third row, fourth desk. I didn't even tell you what was carved on her desk. Those old types, the flip-up types. Her name was Sherry Chase, and she was everything a 9-year-old boy could want in life, okay? I was smitten, and so I expressed that to her the way 9-year-old boys do. Any of you ever done this when you're a little walk around hitting people with one of those? That was real popular when I was in 4th grade. So I chased her around the lunch, the whole recess at lunchtime, hitting her in the back. And made quite an impression that day, and I was really feeling pretty good about myself. I had kind of let my feelings be known. She went home with bruises all over her back, poor kid. But that was the way you did it back then. And, you know, after a few weeks of that kind of stuff, it was time to move the relationship along. Things were, you know, we had to develop this thing properly. It was time for the note. Any of you ever written the note? The note? Naturally, I wanted this to be a good note. I consulted with all the great 4th grade note writers. Kipling, Shakespeare, yeah. Jeff Kipling, Sherry Shakespeare, they were in room 5, I was in room 4. And they were great note writers, and we got together and came up with the perfect note. And it said this: Dear Sherry, I like you. Do you like me or somebody else the best? Signed, Freddie. Everybody had Y or IE on their name back then. So it was Monday morning, I brought that note after working all weekend on it, opened her desk, put it right there in front of her desk, closed it. Couldn't wait for her to get to school that day. She didn't come to school. She didn't come the next day either. And she didn't come on Wednesday either. And I was getting a little nervous. That afternoon, her mom came into class and said, Mr. Wilson, Sherry's home. She's got bad flu. She's really sick. Can I take her books home for her? So he walks over and opens the desk. And there's the note, staring him in the face. I got all nervous. He looked down and he smiled and he thought, he looked over at me after he read the note and said, Freddie, you want this note to go home with Sherry's mom? I said, no, I don't think so. So he handed it to me, and I wadded it up, and we had those, you know, the kind of desks that pull up, and I was, remember, first row, second desk, and I wadded and threw it in there, and I'm doing this with other people, and they were laughing and stuff. Well, I didn't notice the note hit the back of the desk and bounced right back out on the floor behind me. The kid behind me picked it up and passed it around to the entire classroom. I was humiliated. I had to leave town after that. I did, but not for that reason. But the next year I changed schools. My parents sent me to a parochial school in a town about 20 miles away, so we had to commute every day, and I had to start all over. New friends, new relationships, new challenges. 7th grade, Maureen Anthony. Wow. This was a step up from Sherry. But anyway, Maureen was just, I mean, there's a big difference between 7th graders and 4th graders. You all know about that, okay? And I mean, she was gorgeous, beauty to behold. Of course, she had these really bad acne scars, but I overlooked that because I was in love. And I couldn't chase her around the playground hitting her anymore, and the note was not, I mean, you didn't start off with that. So I did the 7th grade thing, and all you guys have done too, right? You stand in the hall, and you comb your hair. And you flex. This kind of stuff, they still do that, 7th grade, don't they? They still do that. They still do that here, yeah. And so I began to, understand how relationships, where things move along. 7th grade was different than 4th grade, okay? And I was learning all kinds of new things. One day at school, there were all these guys and girls gathered together on the playground, and they were all laughing and giggling and pointing at something. And I couldn't see what it was. So the closer I got, well, you guys know what shredded wheat looks like, right? Yeah, and it comes in those packages. You know what the packages look like? They're white, and then you get 3 or 4 biscuits in there. Okay. Closer I got, that's what I thought it was. What is everybody laughing at? It's shredded wheat. What's so funny about that? Well, no. That's not what it was. Obviously, somebody's already caught on to that fact. Yeah, the closer I got, I said, it's this white thing. It was about that wide and about that long, and it had these little things on the end, and everybody was pointing and giggling. And so naturally, I had to act like I knew what it was. Yeah, I got tons of those. I got my own. Yeah, it's no big deal. I had no idea what it was. Anybody here not know what it was? We're talking feminine protection here, okay? Thank you. An honest man up there in there, okay? And so, when you have important questions to ask your parents, where do you usually bring up subjects like this? Over the dinner table, of course. There I was home. Mom, Dad, I was in school, and all these kids were gathered around, and they found something in one of the girls' lockers, and they were all passing around and giggling and smiling. And it's this white thing. It was like, and what was it? My mom looked at my dad. My dad looked at my mom. They exchanged that pained expression on parents' face when they know it's time for the talk. I had 2 older sisters, and I still didn't know what these things were that they kept underneath the sink in the bathroom. And so, how parents have to make, these are important life-changing decisions, and they have to make them in a very mature way. And my parents did it the same way I probably would have. And my mom lost, and she had to give us the talk. Well, my mom had been a nurse. My dad was a pharmacist. He'd gone to medical school, was going to be a doctor during the Depression, couldn't afford it, so he became a pharmacist. And they had all their books, their medical books from the 1930s stacked in the closet. Really great-looking books. All these great black and white pictures of people near death with syphilis and stuff like that. So my parents pulled all these books out, well, my mom did, and marched my brother and I down the hall to our room. My brother was in 8th grade, I was in 7th grade. And for the next hour, she showed us in graphic detail everything we would ever want to know about human anatomy and sexuality and stuff like that there. And at the end of it, she said, now, this is very important. This is a sacred experience. It binds people together. It's a great thing in marriage, but, and then you wait till marriage, and is there any questions? And she looked at my brother, and he giggled. He laughed. So she asked me, Freddie, what do you think? I said, I feel sick. I felt nauseous. The stuff that she had described. I said, Mom, you don't have to worry about me. I'm never going to do any of the stuff you just described to me. That's sick. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to play baseball. And that was it. That was the end of the discussion. Okay, well, as I got into high school, somehow I began to feel maybe all that disgusting stuff wasn't so bad after all. Maybe there was some merit to this boy-girl thing. And all the rules began to change. Bodies began to change. I spent 3 years in a boarding school with all guys, and I came back my senior year of high school. It was a whole new world out there. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I had no idea. And I had to learn the rules all over again, okay? And there are rules, and it's embarrassing learning this process, isn't it? How many of you girls have been in the hallway talking to some guy that you really like, and you're looking dreamily into his eyes, and his attention's focused about 12 inches lower? And you just have to do one of these. Yeah, happens all the time. Happens to grown-ups. If they didn't resolve those issues in high school. How many of you guys have been walking down the halls, and there are 2 or 3 girls standing in the hallway doing this, You're learning new rules, okay? And it's a big responsibility, this body chemistry stuff. And there's all these urges and chemical things going on, okay? And I want to explain to you a little bit about how that works, and I need some volunteers. I need 2 guys and 2 girls. Right up. I'll give you a chance later. 32? Yeah. Okay. Okay, 1 more girl. This will not embarrass you much. Okay, not hardly at all. What's your name? Shara, and you're?
Spencer.
Spencer, Shara, Spencer, and Greg. Which one of these two guys you like the best?
Well, I know Greg.
Okay, why don't you stand next to Greg?
Oh my God.
Which one of you girls really likes Spencer here? You won't have to touch or anything like that. Okay?
Nobody likes me. What is this?
They all like it so much they don't want to fight it.
Okay.
That's probably why.
Okay. This is how it works. Okay. Spencer, meet. What's your name? Emily. You know Spencer. Emily. Okay. This is how it works. This is the game. This is the game. Okay. This is how the game works. Okay. This, you know how Velcro works, right? It's got a boy's side and a girl's side, and you get the two together, and they get all tangled up in each other sometimes, and it's hard to get them apart. Velcro. I mean, this thing, they build boats with this stuff almost, okay? And so this is the girl belt, and okay, well, there are going to be two teams, okay, and each team I'll explain how it works. So the girls, you wear this over your hip, just like that, okay? So why don't you put that on? Guys, okay, this is the guy belt, okay? Same kind of idea. You got the girl Velcro and you got the boy Velcro, okay? And the guys wear it over their other hip. Who wants this? You want to go first? Okay. Now, that's team one. This is team two. Now, team two will hold the ruler. Okay? Here it is. It's a Smokey the Bear ruler. It means a lot to me, so don't lose it.
I need one.
It's a team thing. Okay? Now, the object of the game is this. The object of the game is this. You get the two pieces of Velcro as close together as you can without touching, without getting them stuck together. Okay? And the team that gets the closest. Now, team one, they're going to get theirs as close as they want to get, and then they say, okay, that's where it is. Team two will measure the distance. Okay? And then you'll switch, and team one will put on the belts, and team two will put on the belts, team one will measure. Okay?
Oh, they go first.
Okay, you got it? Okay, so that's the rule. Close together without touching wins, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, now, hey, no hands. Hands up in the air. Turn so they can see you. Over here. Okay. Okay, there you go.
Oh, man.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What? It was magnetic? Oh, I forgot that part. Okay, try again. See how close you can get those two Velcro things together without touching now. Hands in the air. Okay, try again here. Okay, you guys get over there behind them so you can measure. Okay. All right, here we go. One more time. I have confidence. You can do it. Okay, we'll get one more shot. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hands in the air. Okay. There we go.
It's going. Oh.
Up. Okay, let's switch. Other team. Okay. Now, team one, you get the ruler. Okay.
I think we're gonna win it. It doesn't stick. It's retarded.
I'll just hold it here.
No. Okay, hands in the air. Okay. Try again. I know you guys can do this. Okay.
We're coming.
Oh, right there. Oh.
They had it about 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
2 inches.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
Where's the ball?
Thank you. You can sit down now. Okay. What was the rule? Yes. Very good. All right. What was the rule? Closest together without touching. That was the rule. Okay. Now you didn't know about the magnet, did you? I forgot to tell you that part. That's a 200-pound pull magnet almost. Pretty strong. And there's a piece of steel in the other belt. If they had been two magnets of that same strength, you wouldn't have been able to get them apart. They would have been locked together pretty tightly. Yeah. Which is a whole new analogy. Okay, the point being, okay, I can tell you everything there is to know about Velcro. I can tell you everything there is to know about sexuality. You can go to every sex ed class. You can talk to every friend you've got. You can read every book on the issue. And you're still not going to know what you're dealing with until you feel the pull of the magnet. Every one of you has a magnet inside your body. Some of you have 200 pounds, some of you have 400-pound gorilla magnets. Okay? Some of you have these itty-bitty little 1-ounce refrigerator magnets. Depends on how old you are and lots of other things, okay? But you're not going to know. You're not going to know how strong your magnet is until you're in a situation where you feel the attraction, when you feel the pull. And you have to know ahead of time what you're going to do. Now, all the stuff I talked about from 4th grade, 7th grade, and high school, we all have those growing up experiences to teach us about the magnet, to teach us how strong the one we have inside is. It's a process that every one of us goes through for a very good reason. It's a chance before the magnet kicks in to learn about the magnet, learn how it works, learn how strong the attraction can be. Okay? It's a very powerful force. Now, team 1, after you did it the first time, you knew about the magnet. What happened next?
More cautious.
You were more cautious. Did you still get locked up? Yeah. Team 2, what was the rule? First, closest together with out touching. You guys could have stood on either end of the room and won. Fabulous prizes, trips, vacations, large amount. No, you could have won, and you could have stood on, completely away from each other on this side of the room. But what happened? Why? You guys got locked together all 3 times, didn't you? Oh, okay. Why? I'm sorry, looking at the wrong one. What? Why? You knew the rules. You knew the magnet was there. Oh, you did? Oh, not the first time. I'm talking about the second team. Team number 2, you guys got locked together. Okay? But you knew the rules, you knew the magnet was there, and you watched your friends lose. And we'd all do the same thing. How many of you know people who have run into problems with sex? Yeah. I mean, I should say, how many of you don't? Most of you do. The problem with teen pregnancy and all this stuff, I would bet every one of you has somebody somewhere in your distant family or a close friend who in their family has had problems with this and has had to deal with the consequences. So we don't always learn from OPE, other people's experiences. We can stand there right next to them and watch them mess up, and we'll follow them and make the same mistakes. Why? Okay, a little of both, yeah, stupid and testosterone. I think is there not competition in this area? Was that the deal? To say, yeah, they messed up, but I can get close enough. I know about the magnet now. It's not going to get me. We'll get closer. And you forgot about the rules, and you could have won the game. And life is the same way. If you learn the rules before you make the mistakes, you win. If you live by the rules. And these are some of the rules. How many of you know Hiram Smith? Hiram Smith. What does Hiram Smith do? He's the CEO of Franklin Quest, the day planners. Every time your parents open their day planner, Hiram smiles, okay? Very successful man. Well, not too many years ago, he went around to most of the high schools in the state and talked to the kids. And he explained what he has. It's a model for human behavior. And it goes like this. That every one of us has needs. We all have needs. We're all human beings, and we all have human needs. Okay? You divide them up into 4 sections. The need to live, to love and be loved, to feel important, and variety. Think about that. Variety is an important aspect of life, okay? Based on these human needs, we're going to decide on what our beliefs will be, how we're going to meet those needs. And we're going to have beliefs on our window, our belief window. Okay? Little curtains there. Okay, we're going to put the beliefs on our belief window. So we're going to in order to meet our human needs, we're going to come up with certain beliefs that we're going to live our lives by. Based on those beliefs, we're going to make certain rules. And the rules will be this. If, then. Based on my beliefs, if I run into a certain situation, circumstance in life, then I will act according to my beliefs. And based on those rules, that will decide what our behavior is going to be. That will be our actions. And based on our actions, we're going to come up with certain results. Okay? How do we know that the results of our actions are going to meet our needs in life? How do we know? Do you know right away?
Rules.
Huh?
Rules.
Well, the actions that you do will be based on your rules. How are you going to know whether the okay, meaning what? Do you know instantly?
Just, you go into different situations and you see what you do.
Okay.
And then you base it when you do.
Okay, now some of those situations you're going to get an immediate answer to, right? If you're driving down the street and you decide to run a red light, you may get an immediate answer to whether the results of that decision are going to meet your needs, right? Okay, but most of the decisions we make in life, do we get the answer right away whether that decision is going to meet our needs? No. In order to find out if the results meet our needs, we have to wait until some time has gone by. So over time, we'll discover whether the results of our actions meet our needs. Okay? That's the model. Now you can just about take any decision in life, put it through the model, and make a decision on whether the results of that behavior meets our needs. Okay? Now, when I was in high school in the 60s, and there was a big belief on a lot of people's belief windows back then. You've probably heard about it. Okay, let's see. Okay. In the area of drugs. What was the belief on a lot of people's belief windows in the 60s about drugs? It's cool. Feels good. Okay, yeah. Tune in, turn on, drop out. Timothy Leary just died, I think, recently. He was one of the gurus of the 60s for people using LSD and a lot of stuff. I was a fledgling musician in high school, and I heard all this stuff. Oh, gee, Fred, you take this stuff, you know, you'll be more creative. You'll be a better musician. You'll be freed up on stage. Your solos will just be more creative. And, you know, it'll just be a better experience for you all around. You'll become more of a creative and artistic person. Okay? And a lot of people were told that this will free you up and make you more artistic. Well, people did that. A lot of people did a lot of drugs in the 60s. A lot of people are doing them now. There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a positive, right? What are the positives?
Feel good.
Feel good. What's another one?
Escape.
Pardon me? Escape, okay. If you're feeling a lot of pain in life, what better way to deal with it than not have to feel it, to escape from it, okay? It's another one. Everybody's doing it. Okay. Peer acceptance.
That's not true.
Huh?
That's not true.
That you won't be liked by your peers for using drugs?
That's what people say,
Ah.
but that's not a reason.
Okay.
I've never met anyone that's had that.
Okay, now that may not be a reason here,
It's not what it seems like.
but it is a reason for a lot of people. There are a lot of different peer groups in this school. And I would venture to bet if you put yourself in one of those peer groups that the pressure would be, hey, if you do drugs, it's cool. You'll be accepted. Okay. In a lot of other places, maybe not. But there is that difference. Anything else? Any other positives for use drugs? What did I just tell you? It's one of the ones they told me. I'll be creative. I will think deeper thoughts. Receive profound insights into life. Yes, I'll receive profound insights into life. I had a good friend who thought that. Went to San Francisco State University. He was about 5'2", weighed about 125 pounds, and his roommate was from New Jersey, was about 6'2", weighed about 190. And his friend said he could take 5 hits of LSD, and it was a great experience. So naturally, my friend Alan had to try it. It cooked him. I mean, within 6 months, he was a vegetable. He was living in a trailer in his dad's peach orchard with hair and beard full of nettles and weeds and riding around town on this old beat-up bicycle, giggling to himself all the time. And he was a bright, talented guy and a good friend of mine before that. And I talked to him, and his eyes were doing this, just all the time, just shifting. I talked to him, and it'd take minutes for him to register the question I'd ask, and sometimes he'd answer the wrong question. But, okay, so there's some negatives too. What are the negatives? Huh? Expensive. Expensive? Okay, yeah. Jail. Especially today. Jail? Okay, crash, yeah. No fun. What? Dead? Death, yeah, legitimately. Anything else? Okay. Illness, injury. Yeah, the people that think they can fly and jump off of three-story buildings, like Art Linkletter's daughter. Okay. Now, over time, let's put it through the model. The belief on people's belief window is drugs are cool, drugs are okay, drugs make you feel good, they be more creative. Over time, well, okay, so that's the belief on my belief window. So if I'm at a party and friends offer me drugs, then why not? Sure. That's my belief on my belief window. It's going to be fun. So those will be my actions. And the results over time have been what? What are the results over time? Huh? Any of you know anybody that's, yeah, definitely regret. I deal with this a lot in the school system. When crack cocaine came out and became popular, almost 5 years to the day that people really started using it in the inner city, all the children born to those moms hit the elementary schools, hit the kindergartens. And you wouldn't believe what it did to the schools. They had no way to deal with these kids, all these crack-addicted children. They were over the initial addiction process, but there was a change. There were problems. Fetal alcohol syndrome. All these things are related, okay? The people I knew in high school and college in the 60s, some of them who got married and had little children, some of them gave LSD to their 3-year-old, 2-year-old children, thinking it would make them more creative. And it either killed them or just destroyed their brains. Okay? Over time, what has been the results of that belief on people's belief windows? Are all the positive things being met? No, not over time. And that's really the only basis we can use to judge. Now, sex. Free love, free sex, no marriage. It's only a piece of paper. Okay? Real popular slogan when I was in high school and college. Yeah, you don't get to get married. We have this commitment with each other. You know, this piece of paper means nothing. And neither did the commitment, for that matter. There was none. But the belief on a lot of people's belief windows was, okay, sex is fun. It's recreational. It feels good. As long as the two people are consenting, and, you know, if she doesn't look too skanky and he's not too sweaty, whatever the reasoning will be, a lot of people's belief windows said, okay, given those situations, if I run into an opportunity, then, yeah, oh boy, let's go for it. Okay, so that's the action. A lot of people believe that there was no responsibility involving sex. It was just for fun, and if you want to have babies, fine, that was your thing, maybe not mine, but that's up to you. And so that's a lot of beliefs on people's belief windows. And so if they were at a situation where the opportunity was there, they took advantage of it. What are the positives? What are the positives about sex? Yeah, gee, that comes up a lot, doesn't it? That would probably be the number one reason. If you guys ask your parents, even if they're really shy about this, I think they'll admit that. I think they'll admit that it feels good. Okay, what's another positive? Sorry, am I embarrassing you? I'm sorry. What's another positive?
Creations.
Pardon me?
Creations.
Creations? Children? Yes. Some people see children as a liability, not a positive, but I have a lot of them, so I've experienced that. What's another positive? What does that experience do for you?
It gives you pride.
Pride? Gee, I hadn't thought of it quite like that. Something to share with the guys in the locker room. That's true, yeah. Bragging rights? Okay, peer, yes. Peer acceptance, right? That's another reason. A lot of people get involved. Yeah, I mean, if you watched 90210. If you went to Beverly Hills High School and you were 17 and a senior and a virgin, would you get any pressure? You'd have all your friends wanting to help you overcome this terrible malady in your life. Okay? Yeah, peer acceptance. What's one of the biggies? Remember what our human needs are? To feel love. Okay. Yeah.
Variety.
To feel important. Yeah, variety, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any of you ever, I mean, you probably heard stories about 16-year-old girls who live in Detroit who has no father, never known her father. Mom is a drug addict. There's 5 brothers and sisters. And for some strange reason, she wants to get pregnant and have a baby. Now, why? Why would any 16-year-old girl want to do that? Somebody to love, and somebody to love her back if she's never been loved. Remember those human needs? Sometimes we'll make decisions that maybe mess up our lives because we're trying to meet those needs. There are so powerful needs in each one of us. And so sometimes the belief on our belief windows will ignore the need to live to meet the need to be loved sometimes. Okay? Any other positives about sexuality? It's a very powerful bonding unit, agent in a marriage, believe me. There is something about it emotionally, physically, spiritually that binds people together, that they share that experience together. So it has a very powerful impact on 2 people's lives when they're involved in this. You're never the same afterwards, after your first experience. It's something that changes your life, hope for better or for worse, depending on how you deal with it. Okay, what are the negatives? What are the negatives to having sex without responsibility? STDs?
Throw away all the fun toys.
Pardon me? Something about toys, but I'll overlook that. Anything else? Children. Unexpected children. Okay, pregnancy. Now, the social stigma associated with teen pregnancy is not what it was when I was in high school. When I was in high school, I only remember one girl in the whole school that had that problem. And a lot of kids, if they did, they were sent away to Aunt Melba's in Wisconsin, to have the baby and put her up for adoption, and nothing was ever said about it. Today, I would venture to guess there's probably some girls in this school who are attending school. I've been to a lot of high schools, and there's just about everyone has somebody. And like I said, it's great to be supportive, it's great to be, friends and close with people, but like I said, the social stigma has been changed in that area. There's less of a negative impact on that decision. And that has a part in the decisions we make. So teen pregnancy, will that change your life? Yeah. You bet. Because that opens up a whole new list of questions you have to have answers for. Do I keep the child? Do I stay at home? Is mom going to help me raise it? Is this going to destroy our family? Do I put it up for adoption? Do I get an abortion? And those are questions you have to answer once you've already made the decision. Okay? Any other negatives? How do your friends feel about you sometimes, if that's happened? Yeah, just the opposite of, you can feel positive peer pressure or negative peer pressure. Okay, that's what I was talking about, the social stigma. Anything else that's a negative? Guilt, yeah. Now wait a second. It's the positives. It makes you feel good. You're feeling loved. You're feeling important. You have variety. Why would you feel guilt? Why? And the belief on your belief window here is, hey, there's no reason to feel guilty. It's just for fun. There's no responsibility involved. You just move on. Well, yeah. That's a consequence you have to deal with. I knew kids in high school who didn't have any particular moral or religious beliefs one way or another about the issue. And first experience, they felt guilt, and they didn't know why. They couldn't understand it. If you know any boys and girls that you have been dating through high school and stuff, and all of a sudden they don't talk to each other in the hall anymore? They're not going to the proms together? They just kind of seem depressed. Did that ever happen? Okay. So yeah, there can be guilt associated with it. Anything else? Mention STDs. We have all kinds of new ones that didn't exist when I was in high school. One of them, AIDS in particular, what's the consequence there? Death. Okay. So what's the decision? Over time, the belief that was on some people's belief windows back in the 60s was sex, no responsibility, no, it's just for fun. Over time, what's been the result of that belief on a lot of people's belief windows? I deal with it every day in my job because I deal with the children who were born to teenage moms and who now are doing the same thing their moms, their dads. I'm sorry, I don't want to leave out the guys. Because they weren't ready for adulthood. They weren't ready for families. They weren't ready for that responsibilities. Okay, and it goes generationally. So, let's do something that's a little less serious, okay? Soda pop. Soda pop. This is the belief of my belief is soda pop. Have you ever put a tooth in soda pop? Have you ever done that in grammar school? When I was in 7th grade, one kid had a tooth pulled, and we put it into a glass of Coke. And after one day, it ate all the enamel off the tooth, and after 2 days, the tooth was gone entirely. Just dissolved that thing. So we came to the realization that soda pop was not good for us. Rots our teeth, it's got all this sugar, it's got NutraSweet, gives us brain cancer, all kinds of reasons. It's got carbonic acid, it's not good for our system. So let's say the belief on your belief window is soda pop is not good. It's not good for me, therefore I will not drink soda pop. Okay, so that's the belief. Put that belief on our belief window. So the rules will be, if I go to a party and all my friends are there, and they got peanuts and popcorns and Cracker Jacks, and they got these little fish-shaped crackers, you know, and this really dry cake they have, and all those things. It's stuck right there in your throat. And this really pretty girl you've been dying to meet all semester walks up with this tall frosty glass of soda pop and hands it to you. Then, what's the belief on your belief window? No soda pop. But I'll just have water. That's it. No, thank you. No soda pop for me. Just a glass of water. We'll be fine. Okay? Or better yet, you're there at this party and all your friends are there and they got peanuts and popcorns and Cracker Jack and this little fish-shaped crackers and this really dry cake that you can't get down, all this gets stuck right there in your throat. And this really great-looking guy in Dynamite all semester walks up with this tall frosty glass of soda pop and hands it to you. Then I'll just hold it. Yeah. I'll just hold it. I won't really drink it. That way my friends will think I'm drinking soda pop. This guy that I've been dying to meet all semester will think I'm cool because I've got soda pop and everybody else at the party has soda pop. Therefore, it's okay. I'll just hold it. Well, maybe I'll just sip it, but I won't swallow it. What happens? You're going to drink that soda pop, at least a little. Okay. Okay, well, let's say the rule of your belief window is that I'm not going to drink soda pop. It's not good for me. So if I go to a party and all my friends are there and they got popcorn and the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks and they got these little fish-shaped crackers and this cake, it's really dry, always stuck right there in yourself, and this really great-looking girl, you've been down to me all semester, walks with this tall frosty glass of soda pop, then I won't be there. I won't have to worry. I won't go to that party. Yeah. That's a solution, right? You don't have to worry about holding it. You don't have to worry about embarrassing yourself by asking for water. You're just not going to be there at the party. Better yet, let's say you have friends. You bring water. And you can bring water, a canteen. You have friends, and your decision will be, if I have friends that would attend a party where all their friends are there, and there's popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, these little fish-shaped crackers, and there's really dry cake, you can't get down all this stuff right there in your throat, and this tall, frosty-looking girl, you've been even all special, walks up with this big glass of soda pop. I won't even associate with friends like that, who would go to a party, if they were invited, who would go to a party where they would serve soda pop. No way. Better yet, if I attended a school that would allow students to attend that school who, if they were invited to a party where all their friends are there, and there's popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, and there's really fish and there's really dry cake, all this stuff, right on this tall frosty girl, you've been all semester walking all the time, I won't go to that school. Yeah. You know what? If I lived in a community that would have a school in that community that would allow students to attend that school, who would go to a party where all their friends are there, and there's popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, and these little fish crowd, and there's really dry cake, all this right in front of this tall frosty guy, even though you all semester walks up the tall frosty guy. So about, I won't live in that community. I'll move to Payson. Yeah. Yep. No soda pop in Payson, right? Or better yet, Alaska, or maybe Hungary. That's right. Or Turkey, because they don't have soda pop in Turkey. Huh? Is that going to meet your needs? Yeah. Are you going to feel important? Are you going to feel loved? Are you going to feel like you have a life? Okay, sometimes we can overdo. So how do we deal with it? How do we deal with these life-changing, life and death types of decisions? Have a plan. Okay, and this is the plan. You sit down, or stand up, or whatever, with the people in your life who have had correct principles on their belief window, and who over time you have watched them. You have seen the results of their decisions and their actions. And you say to yourself, hey, there's something good there. I think maybe they know something about this. And you discuss the beliefs that you want to put on your belief window and educate yourself on what the choices are. And you pick rules that work for you, okay? Some of you can't go to the party and just hold it. Some of you don't have the confidence in front of your peers to ask for a glass of water. So some of you the rule needs to be, if I'm invited, I don't go. If my friends really want me to do some of this stuff, then maybe I need new friends. Okay? Now, this is not a decision you just make. When you're talking about sexuality, especially, it's a decision you wait to make till you're 18. You don't need any beliefs up there until you're 18, right? You're not an adult. You don't have to worry about that. Maybe 21, that's it. I'll wait till I'm 21 and then I'll decide. Then I'll put the old belief up on the window. Or I'll wait till I'm married, because then, see, as long as I can hold out till I'm out, after I'm married, there's no problem, right? Yeah, how many of you heard that? What's that old saying about, can't wait till I'm married, until I get married, then I'll be the end of all my problems? And the answer is, yeah, but which end? This is a decision you don't just make through your teen years. It's a life. It's a forever decision. Okay? Soda pop will always be there. In fact, after you're married, I was a musician. I spent 8.5 years traveling on the road, and I was away from my family sometimes 3 or 4 months at a time. Okay? Any of you guys have parents who travel for their jobs? Traveling salesmen, anything like that? Okay? They ever go to conventions and stuff like that? Out-of-town meetings?
Cancer research in New York video.
Okay. Let's say Dad is a salesman and he's got a 3-week convention in Chicago, right? Or Atlantic City. I've been to Atlantic City. Had experiences there. So Dad's there in Atlantic City for 3 weeks, and he's away from home, and boy, he really misses soda pop. You know what the rule is. You can't have soda pop till you're married. Hey, but after you're married, soda pop. Hey, and I've heard soda pop is really good. That's right. All my friends have told me soda pop is really great, but you can't have soda pop till you get married. Now I'm married. I can have soda pop. Every day I can have soda pop if I want it. Well, yeah, if my spouse agrees with that. Yeah, so you really develop a real appreciation for fine soda pop, don't you? Yeah, oh yeah. And soda pop becomes an important part of your life. It does. It's that bonding agent in your marriage, and you really appreciate the flavor of the soda pop. And so here you are in Atlantic City for 3 weeks, and your soda pop dispenser's back home. Boy, gee, I really miss my soda pop. Soda pop's really become important in my life. I mean, I need it for this ego, thing. I need it to feel secure. I need it to feel loved. I need variety. And you walk out of your hotel in Atlantic City, and lo and behold, there's soda pop dispensers on every corner. Yeah. Talk about variety. Whoa. And all you got to do is open your wallet and throw some change into it, and you got soda pop. And they really like you, too. These soda pop dispensers are very friendly, and they'll make you feel important. Okay? You'll get all those needs met. Is that how it works? Yeah. Is it easier after you're married? No. No. It's harder. It is. Because there's all kinds of new issues. You've had soda pop in your life. You've experienced it. You've enjoyed it. It's become an important aspect of your life, and you want to feel important. And when you hit 45 and you have a midlife crisis, and you don't look as good as you used to, and you want to make sure that you feel attracted by the opposite sex, yeah, this issue becomes an important issue. It's not a decision you make just for now. It's a forever choice. I don't know of any religion that doesn't teach some concept of life after death. And they all teach basically that the condition we live in after this life is dependent upon the choices we make in this one. The rules we live by here will prepare us to live by rules, because there are rules. The rules we live by in the next life, or whatever your particular beliefs are. It's a forever decision, and that's why it's so important that you make it now. Okay? Make rules that work so that you succeed in life. Even if it means, being on opposite sides of the room where the magnets don't have the attraction that they don't. The reason for being here is to succeed in life. And you still get all the fun. You still get the soda pop in the right time, in the right place, in the right circumstances. Okay? Well, here was a story. Not long ago, and not far away, in a city, much like Orem, Utah, today, there lived a young couple, a couple of youths. And they were like any young youths that you choose. They went to U high schools, they shopped at U malls, they used the U restrooms, you know, the ones with the stalls. They went to U proms, they hung out with U crowds, they played rock and roll, U2 music too loud. They ate Jewish pizzas, they drank the U brew, this strange kind of root beer, its color was blue. I really can't think of much else they would do, but most of the teenager youths would do too. They met at 14, at the park, by the pool, and often they talked by their lockers at school. They had lots in common, their likes and their hates. So when they were 16, they went out on some dates. Yes, Herman and Millie, this he and she you, were pleased with the way their relationship grew, till friends started saying, now listen, you two, it's time to start doing what other yous do. This walking and talking just isn't enough. It's time to get into more interesting stuff. You know what we mean. The things that you see when watching The Late Show on cable TV. On soaps, they all do it. Sometimes in one take. It's often like watching two pollywogs mate. The grabbing, the squeezing, the panting and sweat. And sometimes it happens with yous that just met. Besides, it's all natural, innocent fun, like they say, you know, the beverage commercials they run. So come on, get with it. We wouldn't dare lie. Don't use it, you'll lose it. Just give it a try. Now, Millie and Herman were really perplexed by all the differing views about sex. Their parents were saying, in marriage, it's great. But friends of theirs seemed to think that was too late. They asked other grown-ups, the teachers they trust, is getting this deeply involved a real must? But many were often reluctant to say their thoughts of what was and what wasn't okay. Now some would quote verses from scriptural books or lyrics from rock and roll songs with great hooks. Others would question the meaning of life, suggesting that nobody knew what was right. Till Millie and Herman were feeling despair from asking these questions and wondering, where? Could anyone tell us a place we can go for a simplified answer, a yes or a no? We're feeling the need, a decision to make of whether to just let it happen or wait. Will doing it now make our love really grow, or will it just leave us regretful and low? So, Millie and Herman, after giving it thought, decided together that really they ought to talk to some people they knew who had done it and hear their opinions of just how much fun it was. So they went to a friend, a boy at U-High, who had made the decision to give sex a try with the girl he was dating, who also agreed. Since we both totally love each other, go ahead, let's proceed. Now, he was a guard on the basketball team, and she was campaigning for homecoming queen, but only a handful of friends ever knew just what happened that night, if the rumors were true. So Millie and Herman, one day after class, they went up to their friend and decided to ask just what did it feel like and what did it mean, this stuff that you did with the wannabe queen. Well, he thought for a moment, and then he replied that the people had said, no big deal. They had lied. Oh, we took the precautions, so we were protected, but much more had happened than either expected. The feelings that come with this physical touch are totally powerful, so very much. And nobody ever suggested the thoughts that were needed protecting the most were our hearts. Oh, sure, it felt good, but those moments were few. And when they were over, the two of us knew that this was a place where we didn't belong, and what some had no problems with, we knew was wrong. The feelings of closeness for which we were waiting, the ones we had talked about while we were dating, I suddenly felt she was miles away. And instead of us talking, we had nothing to say. Then Millie and Herman, this he and she you, looked into the eyes of this friend that they knew, and noticed a puddle of sorrow had leaked from out of his eyes and onto his cheek. And both of them knew, without saying amen, that this was the truth they had heard from their friend. And White had stopped dating, and there wasn't much seen with the girl he once loved, with the homecoming queen. Still, Millie and Herman agreed it was tough. But as one bad experience, really enough to say that relationships always turn hard, like the homecoming queen and the basketball guard. And so, they decided to talk to a gent, a venerable you to whom questions were sent, who had seen many times with the couples he knew go from 2 yous to 1 you, and 1 you to 2. No, he wasn't a judge with a fine wooden gavel, and he hadn't left home seeking fortune and travel. But instead, he would work where the wise people tarry, at the reference desk at the school library. The kids called him Saul. He had no degree. His name wasn't followed by Ph or D, but when honesty counted and truth was a must, his opinion was one that you knew you could trust. And so they decided to seek out this wise man in the hopes he could solve this dilemma for them and give them an answer, a definite ruling of what teenager yous should and shouldn't be doing. They went to the library after their classes. There was Saul with a book, cleaning dirt from his glasses. He looked up and smiled and bade them come near, asking, "What is the question that brings you two here?" And so they rehearsed all the things they'd been told by their friends and by adults, both young youths and old, and all the stories, the happy and the grim, in the hopes he could have the solution for them. They talked about friends who had done it for years and who seemed to be happy, except for some fears that they might have picked up some diseases one day because they had these strange rashes that don't go away. And then there were 2 girls, popular youths, who found themselves pregnant, dropped out of school. They both got abortions. But then they came back, but they weren't quite as popular. Not after that. Well, what about Melvin and Bitsy, she said. They both slept together before they were wed. Well, Bitsy's gained weight and now nothing fits, so Melvin's moved out and he's calling it quits. Gee, this is depressing. Who wrote this stuff? Is every decision in life always tough? Please tell us, Saul. Are all couples sad? Is sex something good? Or sex something bad? Saul chuckled a little and smiled and said, "You don't have it right up here in your head. Real love is much more than just pleasure and fun, and sex is what causes 2 yous to become a pair undivided. A team with one goal, each playing his part, each doing her role of helping, of caring, of loving, respecting. That gets the results that you 2 are expecting. Just look at the lives of the people you know. Some are quite happy, and some are so-so. This pair undivided that you hope to be, it's a powerful thing. So now, do you see?" And then this you looked at these friends he had met and said, "Now remember and never forget that I'm not discounting the love that you're feeling, but some mistakes take many years in the healing. So don't be discouraged. The right time will come, later for others, sooner for some, for sharing the joys without the regrets that come with deciding too soon to have sex. It's waiting for you. All the joy and the fun, it's a part of your changing from 2 yous to 1. So plan for your future and plan it out right for your first time together on your wedding night." They say that love's a private choice that each of us must make, deciding how we're going to live and which path we will take. But the first time is the only time we'll get to do this right. So I think I'm gonna save my love until my wedding night. Yes, the first time is the only chance we'll get to do this right. I've decided now to save my love until my wedding night.
You know it's love 'cause there's no one else crossing your mind. She makes you feel that this crazy world is really okay. You know it's love and it's getting better every day.
Thank you for your interest in this All Use Must Choose presentation. If you would like more information about this presentation, you can contact me at the address, phone number, or email address indicated on this cassette.
You know it's love.